Say what you like, but Eric Chelle will go down as the greatest Super Eagles coach to ever coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I know some of you will argue with me. Of course, as always, you will come at me with your different comments and all, but I don't care. This man can go down as the greatest coach of the Super Eagles. Do you know why? Because when you look at the playoffs, it is not looking like something you just wave. This is a tournament on its own. If this man can get us to 2026 World Cup, then in my books, Eric Chelle will be the greatest coach to ever, coach the Super Eagles. Is Arsenal gradually running away with the title, or are we seeing a repeat of the previous season where, they don't take advantage of the point they lead on top of the log? Well, for me, I would say Arsenal this season is a different club altogether. Kudos to Arteta. We're not going to take the credit away from the man. He has been consistent. It might just pay off this season. And also the fact that we might see Osimhen leave Turkey next season is something we have to come to terms with. Even Galatasaray fans understand that, look, okay, for this gentleman to come back this season and play for them, it is an honor. Let's also look at the fact that European clubs are watching him. They don't talk about it, but they are watching him. Look, to get a number 9 these days, you need connection. And we have a Victor Osimhen who is doing numbers. Look at the hat-trick he did against Ajax. Osimhen is on the rise. Welcome to today's episode on Sidelines podcast. Make sure you have subscribed by now. Make sure you've shared this video. And if you've not shared or subscribed, you're on a long thing, okay? Now let's go into the World Cup playoffs that is coming up this month. I know some people are saying Gabon is a walkover. But let's us remind ourselves that we have seen the Super Eagles drop points against countries that we thought they would win against. And it would be very disappointing if we go ahead to lose to Gabon. Yes, at the beginning of the video, I said Eric Chelle can actually be the greatest coach to ever coach the Super Eagles. I'm not taking credit away from the previous coaches that have won the AFCON, the 96 Olympics and all of that. But this World Cup playoff is looking like a tournament on its own. And if Eric Chelle can actually get it right, from how we went from being the favorites to, almost losing out on qualifications, and now we are at a point where it's a do or die affair. Look, all Eric Chelle needs to do is get it right. And we can also take it away from the fact that the players also need to understand that this responsibility is not just on the coach. It is on their shoulders as well. And the truth is, you just have to be prepared. Gabon, to some people, they say, oh, Aubameyang is looking older than how he played in 2012. Aubameyang is still the Aubameyang that we knew as far back as 2012. And this Gabon side also understand the importance of this game. If we lose against Gabon, it is game over. And who are we to blame? So if Eric Chelle wants to win this game, he needs to also understand that you need to bring out the best in your players. This is not the match where you go and try out new formation. Or you see the game against Benin Republic. We should also take this Gabon game with that same tempo, the same lineup of players. Even our former coach, Genoro, has said it that if the Super Eagles can actually play the same way they played against them, against Gabon, then 3 points is all theirs. And then we'll be looking forward to the game between Cameroon and DR Congo. Hopefully we win and then go ahead to qualify for the next round of playoffs. We really need to win this and bring this back home. I'm trusting the likes of Osimhen, trusting the likes of Lookman, who looks like he's trying to pick up his form. And also I'm looking at the likes of Iwobi to turn up for the Super Eagles. Now, away from the World Cup qualifying, let's talk about Arsenal and Arteta. It might look like this season is going to be a repeat of what they did seasons before, where they were leading at some point with 9 points, 11 points, and then before you know it, boom, they have dropping points here and there, and then before you know it, Man City caught up with them. This season, we are seeing a different Arsenal who looks hungry, both in the domestic league and on the European stage. This is a different Arteta altogether. If you ask me, I would tell you the favorite to win the league this season will be Arsenal. And whether anybody likes it or not, you have to look at the team. You have to look at the momentum. You have to look at how these guys play together. The hunger in them. They understand that, look, it might not just be a walk in the park. It might not just be a thing where, we can always go ahead for next season. Right now, these boys are serious and we cannot take it away from them. I, for myself, I'm also gunning for the Arsenal, team to take this home. At least make people believe in the fact that young coaches can actually, bring a lot of, hope to players, the likes of Arteta. Now we're seeing a Ruben Amorim try to do that to Manchester United. Now I'm talking about Manchester United. We know this weekend is all packed. Tottenham versus Manchester United is an early kickoff. But we know how important that game is for Ruben Amorim. He needs to win this. I know it's tough. Or are we going to fall to the likes of Mohamed Kudus and Tottenham, who are looking like we might just be the next big thing in Europe? Anyway, let's talk about the fact that Osimhen is looking like he will leave Galatasaray. Yes, I said it and I will say it again. Galatasaray might have, maneuvered their way to keeping Osimhen this season. Kudos to them. And I feel like Osimhen had to do that to reward them, for investing in him when everybody were looking like, oh, we don't trust this player. We cannot pay so much for this player. Galatasaray took a bet on Osimhen and it is paying off. But is this bet going to last them till next season? We don't know. But for me, I know Osimhen is bound for European glory. And we're looking at the likes of Bayern Munich, maybe Real Madrid if they don't go for Erling Haaland, or even the likes of PSG. Osimhen right now is the hottest striker in the market. So we're looking at Osimhen next season leave Galatasaray and then apply his trade outside, of Turkey. And I believe so much in this guy. At his age, he's doing numbers where people, and I'm sure Napoli right now will be telling themselves that only if we knew, we wouldn't have allowed this player to leave. It's a great weekend. We're looking forward to this weekend, and I know you're also looking forward to the weekend as well. So let's say this weekend is that weekend where most teams are looking to, make a bold statement. Most teams are looking at coming back from a bad, weekend, a previous week. Most teams are also looking at making that, little changes here and there. But it's going to be an all-round weekend where we see coaches try new tactics. Some coaches will retain their tactics. Some coaches would also, try new players as well, new formats. But at the end of the day, it's all for the 3 points. Now, as I would say, you can also drop your predictions, for the games coming up in the weekend. And then we will reward you with the first right answer. Any game of your choice. Just pick a game of your choice and predict the one you think and the outcome you think would, be the order of the day. And we will be here to reward you, for your passion. Till I come your way in the next episode, don't forget to subscribe to Sideline Podcast and share this video to your loved ones as well.